this is not my area. But I gotta say this, God, I have learned a lot about properties the last 6 months. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But the really expert in this is actually Ghazala, offer 20 plus years of experience. So yes, over to you here.
Thank you. Thank you. And thanks, Alex. This project, people often ask is, how do I get involved? What is in it for me, and how can we participate? So important thing about anything happening, as Jorgen said, one person can have a dream, but no big success happens without other people that come together with it. So this is how people really, come together to say, this is exciting. This is a big change, but it's covering so many areas for people. My background is actually 30 plus years now in the whole property market. I give my age away when I say that. I should really only say 20 plus, but anyway. So I was also one of the valuers, commercial and residential valuers of one of the largest estate agency here in the UK, in the third largest city in Manchester. So together with my late husband, we actually owned property of our own portfolio, which was for rental. It was a mix of commercial and residential. But we also had the largest portfolio for sale as our stock. And I was the value of those properties. And I was also a valuer for when they did the loss adjusters through the big property crash in the repossession market. So this was covering loss adjusters, valuations, commercials, residentials, lettings, all this type of stuff. And we also had the largest portfolio of residential lettings, but also for student lettings because of Manchester University. So plus I was a fully qualified licensed financial advisor. So we did not just only the financial mortgages, lending, but also the investments side of it, bonds and PEPs and all the, stock market. Where do we put our money? Where is it all about? So to come into this area, when I first put my foot, one foot on the ground, then my second foot followed on, and then my heart was like, hello. So, when you have an energy in yourself that wakes you up and says, and then you take a deep breath, and then your body gives you goosebumps, and then you like look around and think. And I said to Jorgen, I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling like great possibilities all around us here. I could actually visualize life, growth, and a wonderful place. I just literally could feel all that when I stood there, took a moment. Jorgen was, quite delighted that I had some feeling from it. He hadn't said a word. I just got out of the car, and that's where I was facing the ocean, looked around, feet on the ground, and I was very grounded in saying that. But the point about it is that one of the things in my own journey in listening to what Jorgen was talking about, his vision and what he was, making things happen, I realized that everybody I spoke to and everything I shared with them, there wasn't a person that was not interested. Yeah. People were like, when you suddenly kind of feel like every word that comes out, people are grabbing it, you know that you're saying something good. When you're saying something good and everybody wants a piece of the action, then you got something like gold dust in your hand. Yes. And that's really literally what it is. And some of the areas there is that, when we look around in life and society and the stress that people are living in, people are working like little hamsters in a cage going round and round and round and round and round. Because they're just trying to make ends meet, right? They're just working and stressing, and the health is affected, toxicity, environment, people and energy, and people just in an unhappy space, but having to do it for the sake of their commitment and their bills and trying to meet their demands. And a lot of stress has been put on the human, life. So when we're offering something like, let's just take you in the sunshine, let's give you natural vitamin D to your life. Let's give you the ocean, breathe the oxygen into your lungs, feel the mountains that you can go hiking in, be in nature with it for the body's well-being in a space of that environment, and then be able to present to them opportunities from peace and prosperity. That peace of mind, they can breathe, they can think, they can feel like they can open their whole space of to do more. That allows that human to just come into a space like, what? I feel like I can breathe again. I feel like I can live again. In fact, I just wanted this wish that I wish I could have that financial freedom, the peace of mind, to be in good health. All the things that people for years that I've been, even as a speaker around the world, as a coach, a business transformational coach, a personal transformation coach, a personal development coach. That's when I have people in my office and sit and say, I want you to coach me. And I'm like, which area you want me to coach you in? Yeah. And then, well, my money's a problem. I don't know how to be best about myself. I need to make a transition from here to here. When I've been at people's life as the coach in that crossroad in their situation, and suddenly I'm now in a place where everything that all these years people have asked me, I literally in one go can present it all. Yeah. So when people are looking at it, here's a couple of areas how people looking at this, listening to our talk is going to be, number one, for people who want to invest to get the good returns back. They have got a couple of areas there. Number one is they can invest in bricks and mortar. And if we go back to the old mindset of if you put your money in the bricks and mortar, you got something solid that is part of yours. Yeah. That means you've got something belonging to you. And I don't know whether it's a British mindset, but, the king and his castle, the place, the queen and her kingdom, and the place that we have. So Jorgen is the Viking. He's already made his place and mark on the island, and I'm a queen in my own right. What I do, I do have the official title, Ghazala Jabeen, the Bollywood queen, but as a king and queen in our own different titles, we have to put our mark on our kingdom. Kingdom is our place, our place that we own, our place, what we do with it. And what we're saying to other people is be part of a community that is the next generation movement, next generation community, next generation space for people to breathe exactly what they've been wanting. And it's been a long time coming, but it's here. Yeah. And so number one is people can invest in property, and the properties, because of the nature of where it is, it's affordable. So somebody, for an example, Alex, if somebody had a whole lot of money, $250,000 even, let's not even talk about $250,000. They don't even need 100,000. But if somebody wanted, say, around £50,000, in the UK, probably they only need that as a deposit. In NorthCyprus, they can buy the whole house or the place or the apartment, things like that.
And have a view over the ocean, both sunrise and sunset. Okay.
So when you look at in a urban space of toxicity and fumes and claustrophobic space where you can barely breathe, and suddenly for a fraction of the cost, we've just put you in open space, front, back, left, right, east, west, north, south, the lot, and you have a space. Now the question is, what would you want? Toxicity or healthy breathing space? And the second thing is that people also have been doing lots in the world of crypto because people have been wanting their little bit of money to make a lot of money. But then because there's been such a controversial space of people losing money because of the wrong kind of space, people who had money were fortunate enough to put it in virtual space in the crypto world. We have even made it possible that if they want to take some of that, what they've put in there, to invest in bricks and mortar, we now can allow people to use that money, the crypto money, the Bitcoin money, whatever it is, in a space where they can buy a home. So they got something solid in that way. They can keep some in there, but they can take some and put it so their money's working for them for the future, because property we know is in appreciation in life and not depreciation. So there's the sun and everything. Then there's the healthy eating. We see so many everyday lives of do this juice, this product is good, eat this, the superfood this, the nutritional specialist, and everything about healthy eating. We're producing an area where we're going to have organic growth. Imagine, Alex, that people can know that the food that's come out of that soil, hot off the press or straight out, and the minerals, and is literally, you go to the market early mornings and pick up your fresh, hot, out of the ground, literally hot of the press, served on your table, the best nutrients that the soil can provide for people. There couldn't be anything better rather than having people that are taking it, storing it in supermarkets, sat there in the coolers for so long, then they've lost all the nutrients, that the body's not getting the natural vitamins and benefits that the body needs to be good, in good health and well-being and well in its overall order. So to provide that. And then we're creating lifestyle, because it's all the things like we have got the retreats being created. Jorgen and I last year, if COVID hadn't, but we created a program, Stillness Heals, a retreat program, a program where people can get their composure back in life, what they really want.
Yeah.
To be able to facilitate these programs with Jorgen's 36 years as a physician and everything that he's done in, traditional Chinese medicines and holistic approach to lifestyle, me as a fitness instructor to providing health and well-being transformation in the body's well-being, and having studied that as a sports science for coaches, just going through all those, combining those in delivering retreat programs, we have that. We also have, we didn't mention, I don't think we mentioned it last time, but we may have done. But anyway, we have one thing that money cannot just buy is to create something and it's just there as the gods get best nature. But we have a nature presented this gift to us on our land, which is the natural hot springs in NorthCyprus, the Turkish hot springs. So when you look at the natural minerals the body's healing from, and your body's actually soaking itself in there, you can't just go make that up. That's a natural God thing to the land, and we happen to have that on our land to do it. So then we have also, everybody knows about the TED Talks, but we also are taking it to the next generation. So we have NGRC Talks. We're going to be covering the space. So normally we have TED Talks, you've got the red spot, you've got 18 minutes, you've got the influential people talking about 3 things, technology, entertainment, and design. We're now covering in the outdoor space. We're talking 4 areas, specialist and influential people of the world, bringing innovation and knowledge, experience in the next generation of the space that we are all in, and what we're doing through the researchers, and we're breathing oxygen to the talk that is educating people to the wealth of knowledge that people can take action with, empowering people through that education, through these talks. And we have, Alex, some of the well-known names already communicating and agreeing to be part of this, which are people like Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden, Dispenser, Eckhart Tolle, and we've also going to be streaming in, if people haven't known of this name, somebody must have been sleeping for all their life, is going to be streaming live into our programs is Dalai Lama, who has, so when you look at the level of the caliber of people that are actually participating in these programs and loving what we're doing, nobody needs to ask, is it a good thing or not a good thing? Nobody needs to say, is it legit? Is it sound? All the kind of things that people normally scratch their head and think, should I follow this? Is it okay to do it? You know what? The biggest speakers of the world, the preachers, teachers that have made a difference in generations and generations and generations, and we have all this to supporting in the wealth of that work that we're rolling out is huge. So we then decided that corporately, in the corporate world where the stress is, this is my area, is event side, is corporately, I've put people with my own programs from the director of a company to the junior of a company, and I've said, strip your title, you're on one space. We're now talking creating better staff morale, people and relationship work, which has been a missing thing about hierarchy and people not having that human to human relationship again. So then we creating corporate team building programs and rolling that out around the world to create better morale in their workplace, so people are in a happier, healthier environment that's going to naturally have a good effect on the companies and the organizations of their development and the growth of the companies in people that are working and loving it. I put a post today, that if you don't like what you do and you're doing it, it creates stress. But if you love what you're doing, you're doing it because it's passion driving you. And people need to feel that passion again to love what they do, make a change in that way. So there is all those areas that are coming into it. But we also have one other thing is, how do we give back to society globally? We have our NGRC Foundation. The foundation is that monies that will be percentage will be put within it. Different collaborative works that we do, we put a percentage within it. The foundation then will look at where the biggest needy areas are, from poverty-struck areas, developing schools in the third world part of it, the areas where money has not really been, a situation healthy for them, but they want to do so much. People are willing to, looking at, stopping this child trafficking, prostitution, the poverty-struck place, the slums in the areas around the world, and not for people to wait till they're later in life maturity and then suddenly spirituality hits them. We want to get the youngsters and life growing at early stages to empower them with these tools that they really can handle their life, any milestone in their life that they need to get to. So those are some of the other rollout programs that we will be educating in these areas as well. So that's a little bit about my bit that I'm going to add to it as well. So we are looking for people to work with us in the real estate side, want to be employed with us in the different setups as well. And we are recruiting people as well to see how they can come in, and then specialists in their field, whether it's researchers, influential people, keynote speakers that can help make an impact to be part of our the go-to people that can be contributing to the whole project to really roll this out globally.
Wow, that's amazing. Thanks, Ghazala. I mean, when you listen to that and you understand the vision, it looks that come 5-10 years down the line or even more, this thing is going to be huge, and there will be people listening to this and hyping up, saying, I want to get involved, because people naturally want to jump on the on the vehicle as it's moving, so that eventually when it's there, they would feel that they were there from the start as well. But at the same time, the scale of it and how amazing it is can also make some people feel maybe a bit overwhelmed, that wow, this thing is too massive, too big for me. But they can look to get involved at a step-by-step approach, so that eventually they'll be there with them. So what are the sort of steps? Because you've got so many different areas there, so people can actually maybe get involved in one area, and then they can progress, move into another area, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and it's a good question, that actually, Alex, because without overwhelm for people to know where and what, the idea is that one of the captions I used within one of our websites was see it, feel it, and then you can decide to live it. So what we've also done is we're getting people to come over. Those that are interested, they can do an inspection visit as a stepping stone to sort of be there in the space. They can be there for a short period of time and maybe rent even for a while and just sort of get a gist of it all. Then people that are interested, they can just email us and say, hey, we're interested to know more. We will then give them the necessary links. One, the link is on the project, so they can look at the things we've talked about. One link is to our websites. We got a couple of holding websites right now, but we're developing the more advanced stuff as well as we go forward. And then they can say, well, actually, this part is really right up my street. I want to know more. I may want to buy a house. I may want to be a speaker. I may want to become a trainer. I may want to be living there to find out what jobs are available as well. I may also want to collaborative work with you on team building, corporate deals, or bringing people on retreat side of it, or coming for a retreat to say, hey, this hot springs thing, I want my body to feel good. And if you're creating a 5-star top wellness center for that well-being, I want to dive into that water and let my body feel good. So there may be the whole nice personal side that they want to come in to experience it, but there may also be an area where people want to participate, either self-employed, employed, collaborative, partnership, and investment opportunities that people can connect with us. My email is quite easy. I can share that as you want me to.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to create a banner here so we can actually post it. Is that all right? We can post
absolutely.
it.
Absolutely, go for it. Yes, the best email is the simplest one for now for everybody. Is info at NGRC. .se.
Okay. NGRC.se. So
info at NGRC. That's it. Info at NGRC.se. So for people who would like any information or a dialogue about it, to discuss it further, to say, hey, I heard little bits, there are some things I'm really interested to know more, they can register their interest at that email address, and we'll the dialogue and then see which bits of information we can send them to their level of interest, and then it fits with everybody.